Oh man, so a quick update on the market. We've got some new data which came out. On top of that, I need to give you an update on Fantom. We shared a trade with you yesterday which broke out, reached a good point, but there's a huge warning going into tomorrow because tomorrow is the big day of this week. We've had a pretty sideways week this week, and that is leading up to the GDP figure we had just now, plus the PCE data and Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow. Now, ahead of that, what are we expecting from Jerome Powell? Let's be realistic. The market is currently grappling between two scenarios. They're trying to decide whether Jerome Powell is going to do a 50 basis point or 75 basis point rate hike at the next FOMC meeting on the 21st of September. We know that. But we also need to understand, what is Jerome Powell trying to do? What is he likely to give us a message tomorrow? Now, my take on this is that Jerome Powell is not going to be on our side. I do not think Jerome Powell is our friend right now, and I think tomorrow he's going to come out more hawkish, okay? And that's going to be quite negative for the equity markets and crypto. That is my take on it. I didn't expect him to be super dovish in July, and I think maybe somebody's had a word in his ear to say, come on, you got to be more hawkish because the market went on a crazy rally after you spoke in July, and we can't have it. Now, don't forget, Jerome Powell is now armed with some new data. We had the jobless claims coming today, again, lower than expected. So he can claim that the labor market is still looking pretty healthy, right? So there's plenty of room to tighten some more. He can also claim that we've got the, we also had today the GDP revision, right, which they revised from a negative 0.9 to negative 0.6. So we can say we're not in that much of a deep recession. The economy is not taking much of a hit. So maybe we can use that as a reason for us to continue to increase rates expeditiously, right, his favorite word. So that is something we need to keep an eye out on. This is very, very important. I think we're going to get more of the same old hawkish Jerome Powell. I don't think he's going to be as dovish as he was in July. I think he's going to come out strong. He's going to say we need to get on top of inflation. We're going to utilize all our tools to do that, to bring inflation down quickly and powerfully. I think that's what it's going to be. I think he's going to say the economy is still strong. I think he's going to say that the labor market is still strong, and he's going to continue. And I think markets, particularly leading up to when he speaks and afterwards, are going to price in 75 basis points. That's my take. And I think if we see that, we can see equity markets fall, we can go risk off, and I think we can see a lot of our cryptos fall, which brings me on to the Fantom trades. So let's jump straight into the charts to take a look at that. Before we get into the Fantom chart, let's quickly look at the QQQ. We know we're correlated here. We've got a nice green day here based on some of the GDP figures. But again, I think they're showing it as a nice GDP figure, the fact that we were less of a recession. But I think that's going to be a reason for Jerome Powell to continue to be aggressive. But a green day today, after a few days of red here on the QQQ, NASDAQ is trying to get a bounce from this level. And that is why we're seeing Bitcoin manage to have a slight green day today as well. So we're seeing a bit of a green day on Bitcoin. Let's take a quick look here at Fantom. Let's see if we can pull up Fantom and take a look at our charts here on Fantom. Bear with me. So let's pull that up. Now, as you can see in Fantom, I was sharing with you this bearish continuation pattern. Normally these break to the downside, but yesterday I showed you on the 4-hourly chart, I'm currently on the hourly chart here, that we were getting a breakout to the upside, and you can see we took that breakout and we are now creating a nice pattern here. We've got higher highs and higher lows. I mean, you could draw a trend line here where my cursor is connecting all these lows, and you do have that higher low just posted there. So it's holding 30 cents pretty nicely on Fantom. It's got its higher high, and this is quite a nice upward trend. If it wasn't for this FOMC Jackson Hole Symposium tomorrow with the Jerome Powell speaking, I would stay in this long. But right now, I'm thinking we're going to need to close out this long just in case Jerome Powell provides a negative catalyst tomorrow. So that's something I would be doing right now. I'll be looking to close out this long position. It's a nice setup. It's a nice upward trend. Fantom is showing good strength. We're seeing good strength against BTC as well. Nice positive day today. The 30-cent mark is looking really good as well. If I bring out the Bollinger Band, so as you can see with the Bollinger Bands, Fantom's getting a nice bounce here on the hourly Bollinger Band. Nice bounce from the bottom, looking like it wants to go and test back to the top of the Bollinger Band. But again, this is something I'll be looking to close out now, given the current. Yeah, I'll be looking to close out that position now, given the fact that Jerome Powell could really shake the markets tomorrow. And I don't think we're in a position where we want to be going into that meeting with any crazy long positions right now. So I'd rather sit on the sidelines, see what happens, and see what direction we are given by Jerome Powell. Again, my bias is leaning towards the fact that he's going to be quite aggressive. I think he's going to be quite aggressive. I think he doesn't want to be dovish as he was in July because the markets went on a crazy rally. And I don't think he can justify that. So I think what he's going to do is come in fairly firm, not crazy hawkish, but fairly firm. I don't think he's going to give us any clarification on what exactly he's going to do. He's going to say the same thing, which which is I'm going to be aggressive. We're going to use all of our tools to bring inflation down. We want to see evidence that inflation is consistently coming down, not just one reading, right? He wants to see it consistently come down. Then he can think about a slow, gradual U-turn. I don't think he's going to say, look, I'm going to straight away U-turn as soon as we see a little bit of inflation come down. So we just need to be a little bit realistic here of what's going on. We've had one CPI reading come slightly down, and now the market's going crazy, like he's going to, suddenly start tapering down his interest rate hike. I think he's going to be quite powerful. I think he's going to be quite firm to make sure he keeps inflation down, because what he can't afford is for inflation to go create another high and surprise everybody. We've already seen intra this month. Remember, the next CPI reading is going to be for the previous month. It's a crazy lag measure, but we've already seen in this month, August, that the oil prices have started to climb up again, which is one of the major components of core CPI, of CPI, including energy and gas. So that's something we're going to have to watch out for, because if the whole issue with OPEC and Saudi Arabia restricting supply continues, oil could be going up, which could then throw inflation back up again, and we can have another inflection point back to the upside. So it could be a long, tricky road from here. So moral of the story, we need to be calm, we need to be patient, we need to see the course. It was good news that we had one CPI reading down, but we need consistent ones before we can start getting excited about Jerome Powell U-turning. That's my take on what I think is going to happen. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. Go watch this video here, and I'll see you in the next one.